Most athletic team that we face in conference play. They have the ability to guard you one-on-one in the post zone, both at the power forward and the center position, which allows them to stay a little closer to our shooters. So, our guard play is tremendously improved from a year ago. So, I think, from a talent standpoint, this is one of the better teams in our conference.
Talk about Carmichael. He's one of the top rebounders in the league, and how tough a challenge is he pose inside?
Well, it's going to be a great matchup between Gregory and Carmichael tomorrow night. They're both big and strong, athletic. Carmichael had a great week last week, averaging a double-double in the 2 games, and had a great game against Missouri State. So, they're going to him a little bit more. So Gregory's defense tomorrow night is going to be really important, and then if we have to come with some help, how we rotate out of that's going to be important in that game as well.
Greg says he almost likes playing against those bigger guys a little better because he can be a little more physical with them. Can you talk about that? How much, a little bit more comfortable with guys like that?
I think when you have 2 big, strong, physical guys, I think that generally the game flow allows them to go at each other a little bit more, and there's a little bit more physical play that maybe isn't called. And that benefits both Jackie and Gregory in that situation because they both like to play that way. So, we've got to establish Gregory early against him, and I'm sure they're going to try to establish Carmichael against Gregory early in the game.
These guys kind of in that mix with that next group of teams in the standings that are all kind of together. You saw what Drake did the other day. I mean, how good is that next pack? 3 or 4 teams in the standings.
Well, as they proved the other night, Drake winning at home against Wichita, any of those teams can beat any of us on any given night. Northern Iowa is tied for 7th place, but they gave us everything we wanted and led most of the game here in Omaha. So there's not a lot of difference, and if you're not ready to play or you don't execute well that particular night, you got a chance to get beat. Our execution, especially our ability to take care of the basketball against Bradley, we'd have got beat against a lot of teams the way we played Saturday night.
Everybody wants to play better as the season goes on, obviously. Where have you seen your team improve as the season's gone on?
No question. I think defensively we are better. You look at the shooting percentages, both from the three-point line and from the field, since we've entered conference play. It's really improved, and especially if you take that Missouri State game out of there, the first game, we really got torched, both from the three-point line and from the field. So we're improving. We're getting better on that end of the floor. Offensively, we've remained efficient. Now we just got to clean up some of these turnovers.
We talked with Manigat earlier, and he leads the Valley in field percentage from 3-point range. How have you kind of worked with him in the last year that has made him a better 3-point shooter? Because he said he worked on that in the offseason.
I think a lot of it is, Jahian's just getting in the gym and getting extra shots up, and I think that's paid off. Secondly, I think he's taking really good shots. I don't think he's taking a lot of challenge threes. He's picking his spots when to shoot it. And when you do that, common sense would say you're going to shoot a little bit better percentage. But without question, he's improved because he spent a lot of time at it.
And how important is that when you've got 2 guys down low that get a lot of attention?
Well, it's important that we have a lot of guys that can shoot it, and that's been the case. We have 5-6 guys that are shooting above 40% from the 3-point line. And that allows, it at least puts teams in a position to maybe pick your poison against us, so to speak, and whether you want to come after those guys with double teams and risk the chance of leaving a wide open 3-point shooter, or play those guys one-on-one. So the fact that we have guys like Josh and Jahians and Ethan, Doug, Grant shot the ball extremely well, Avery is shooting it well, that really allows us to stretch the floor.
You lead the country in 3-point percentage, but Johns was saying you guys don't live and die by it necessarily either.
It's not like we're shooting 25 of them a game. We've had games where we've shot 7 or 8 and won. It just depends what the defense gives us. If they're going to let us throw it inside and let us play that way, that's where it's going to start for us, because we have a couple of guys down there that are scoring at a very efficient rate when they catch the basketball. But if you're going to double and you're going to sag off, then we've got to step up and make those 3-point shots.
How's the health on this team right now? I know Jahians was a little bit banged up. I know Grail was a little under the weather the other night. How is this team's health-wise right now?
I don't think where we're at is atypical of a team in early February, late January. I think you got bumps and bruises, and you're trying to get through, and you can use a couple days off, but you can't afford to do that. We're better today health-wise than we were Saturday, and hopefully that'll improve a little bit more before the game tomorrow.
Long Beach State is that.
How's Antoine's wrist doing? He took a tough fall.
It was fine. He's had a little trouble with that wrist, and every once in a while he lands on it funny. And, fortunately, he was able to go back in the game, and he was full go at practice yesterday. He felt fine.
Long Beach State, that game helped or Greg at this point. I mean, because it's a game kind of in an odd place.
I mean, we knew it was going to be there. We knew we were going to have a bracket buster on February 17th or 18th, so it's not a surprise. And the reality of it is, we were going to get St. Mary's or Long Beach State. They were the 2 top teams, RPI-wise, on the visiting side when you take Wichita out of the mix because they're in our league. And both of them are very good basketball teams. I'll be surprised if Long Beach loses before they come in here. Their last game is also February 11th, so they've got a week to prepare for us. So, I mean, everything points to a great game. This is a huge game for Long Beach. They're doing well in their league. They played a great non-conference schedule, but they lost some of those games against some of the elite teams in the country. So this is an opportunity for them to come on the road and play a team that hopefully is still ranked in the top 25 and get a win and improve their resume. So we're going to need a great crowd and we're going to need a great performance because Long Beach State has got a great basketball team.
John Hans was saying just how different their style of play is from what you guys have been used to, kind of adjusting back and forth, with that game. I mean, will that be difficult for you guys, or do you kind of, want a challenge like that?
You're switching gears in the sense that you're going from your conference teams where you know their names and you know everything about them to a team that you never heard of and you're preparing for the first time. But that, hopefully in postseason play, that's what you're going to face. And so in that sense, it's a good preparation for what's to come, hopefully in March. But it's part of the deal, and we'll start thinking about it after our last conference game. Prior to that point, I'm not going to spend a lot of time thinking about Long Beach State.
You guys are averaging about 16-5 a game this year. That's 8th in the country.
16-5.
16-5, 1,000.
Oh,
At the game.
Points a game. That's not very
Rebounds? No.
turnovers.
Can you sense kind of a different feel in that place and your players maybe feeding off that a little bit more this year than what they have in the past with that home court advantage?
It's been a great environment in the CenturyLink Center. We are so appreciative of our fan base and the people that have been loyal Creighton followers for many years, and those that have decided to jump on the bandwagon this year. We'll take everybody. But it's been an electric atmosphere in the arena, and I know our guys enjoy it. Unfortunately for us, our opponents really look forward to the opportunity to play in that type of environment. So we're going to not only get everybody's best shot away from home, we're going to get everybody's best shot at home because not many college basketball players have an opportunity in their career to play in front of people.
What was your wife's impression of the other night, and what did she take away? Maybe talk to you about it.
She obviously was very impressed with the turnout and the fact that not only that there was 18,000 plus there, but most of them wore pink. Most of them came with pink and just left their pink shirts on and took their shirts home. Which it's great when people buy into that. And when you have a white out or a pink out or whatever you have, you wonder how many people are really going to take it serious. And obviously, we did a good job of getting the message out. Good job of promoting what this event was all about and how important this cause was, and really happy that people jumped on.